Welcome to Gift Gap Voice.
No. Oh, this is gonna be such a mess, guys. I swear. I need to stop looking at the screen and look at you and look at this gun. You know, like that, baby.
Alrighty.
What up,
You ready?
baby?
What up, baby?
Yeah, bro. Let's go. Let's do it.
I forgot what the intro was.
Welcome to the first podcast of the Who Cast podcast, Doctor Who Cast channel. Woo! Yeah.
Welcome to the Who Cast podcast.
Yeah. So we have the unedited Zuvo and the unedited Aki. So this is gonna go absolutely terribly because the amount of stuff we edit out of our own channels is insane. Right. Whew, we gotta be PC on this one, boys.
Oh God.
This is I feel like this could be a shambles.
Well, it's the first official podcast, and so I've got one question for you, Levy.
Okay, go for it, mate.
So this is the first one. Who is your favourite Doctor?
Monsieur Le David Tennant. That's right, my G David Tennant. Love that geezer. Brilliant. What about you? Aki? Well,
Actually, I went through a phase. Okay, so
oh God.
originally my favourite was David Tennant because I just really respected him, and he had some great lines, and he was kind of funny. Yeah. And then I really liked Matt Smith, also just mainly because of comedy, and he had some good things. And when I look back on him, it was when I saw how much I appreciated his monologues and things like that. Yeah. And then, but now I'm I don't know if it's just because I've rewatched the entirety of Jodie Whittaker or not, but I've kind of started to really appreciate her and her style of acting.
Fair enough. So you're a phase kind of guy. You appreciate them as they come out.
Yeah.
I get that. I don't know, since, because for me personally, it was weird. I started watching Doctor Who in a really strange order. So you know how the first whatever of anything you watch, you kind of always, like that character. It's like with James Bond, where you have different actors playing the same character. So the first Doctor Who I started watching was David Tennant, and then I went back to Eccleston, went through everything again, caught up to as they were coming out with Matt Smith, basically. So
okay,
yeah. So David Tennant will always have that kind of special place in my heart. But because I don't know, I fell in love with Doctor Who with David Tennant, so that's kind of where.
Fair enough.
That's kind of why. But there hasn't really been a Doctor that I hate, except one who do we even mention his name?
Who?
Peter Capaldi, mate. Peter
okay.
Capaldi.
I've got a bone to pick with this one.
I didn't like Jodie at first, but I don't know. I kind of
appreciate Peter Capaldi's monologues.
That's true. That's true.
At the very least, you have to appreciate those, and also his episodes with Bill.
Yeah.
Really brought it all together again.
True.
And got me ready for series 12?
12, I think, or
11.
11, 12, or 13.
The Jodie Whittaker start.
A number. Yeah, but that would be 12 then, wouldn't it?
No, I think she started at 11. We'll have it on screen.
Yeah. Future me, put that in, you dummy. God. But yeah, no, I don't know. I didn't like. See, the thing is, I'm not a big fan of Jodie's episodes, but I like. I don't know. I've liked her character development throughout.
I really like the character, and I also like the having loads of companions, but they all seem kind of in tune with each other.
Yeah, they're all they all have that connection with each other because I don't know, they're not just randomly picked out of
exactly.
So, and I like how they I feel like they've gone more with a comedy theme, I think.
They've started doing that since Peter Capaldi.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I kind of think the comedy works, if that makes sense. It definitely, I don't know, it felt more fluid and flowy.
I mean, getting Bradley Walsh on the scene was genius move.
I know, it was such a smart play by them. It's brilliant because he's I don't know, he plays the older guy, but he's still he has all those quick remarks and stuff, and it's I don't know, I definitely like that. So yeah, I think having him kind of made me like the Jodie Whittaker kind of episodes more because there weren't boring times, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for real. So Do you want to go on to the theme of today?
Yeah. Let me just get my handy
What are you
dandy
doing?
little notes. Yeah, I see you on there. I see you on there. But
All
yeah,
right, so
so I would have played the trailer right now.
How many people in the universe get to meet the Doctor, let alone travel with her? Being with the Doctor, you don't get to choose when it stops, whether you leave her or she leaves you.
The Doc would really want us to keep an eye on the planet, right?
But how's that possible?
If we don't help, the human race is going down.
You with us?
As of now, you will see new defense drones at work.
These machines are going to change the world.
Yo, remember us?
I'm Captain Jack Harkness, and I'm immortal.
Are you feeling insecure? Because you seem to need a lot of praise.
Do I?
Prepare for maximum extermination.
Not you guys.
Don't move!
Now, Jack! Stay strong. People waiting for you.
woo!
So there you go. I hope
So
you all
that's-
enjoyed the trailer. This feels so weird because I haven't done this before. It's just like 5 seconds later. But yeah, so
Alright.
we've obviously both seen the trailer, and hopefully you've all seen it too, and I haven't messed up.
Oh no!
Chances are. Anyway,
Everything on my screen.
yeah. So we've all seen that. So I guess we're just gonna talk through what we've seen because that's the point of this first one. So do you wanna start off because you've got a bunch of notes I see here.
Yep. Okay. So, Jesus. All right. So the trailer starts with we start with Captain Jack himself and his lovely voice, his Americanness.
I do want to say I'm very glad they kind of have him in, like they have him here now. Like
Oh, 100%.
the second I started seeing the episode and I saw it, I was like, because I heard the voice and I saw it, I was like, nice, good move. I agree.
So they prepared it a lot from the episode Fugitive of Jadoon. They brought him in as like a brief cameo, and then they didn't bring him in for the rest of the series. And I think that was a really bold move, just because it was like,
Yeah, for real.
it built hype and then destroyed it, and now it's suddenly building it back up again, and
Yeah.
everyone's super excited for that.
But like,
Or at
I'm
least
happy.
all us
for,
nerds.
I'm happy for him, any day. So
Yeah.
I think
Mm.
it's great.
And so they started the trailer with actually him talking. He says, "How many people in the universe get to meet the Doctor, let alone travel with her?"
Yeah,
And it's one of those moves that they made to, one, people will instantly, or at least the older fans will instantly remember that accent and that voice and go, well, that's confirmed. He's at least in that whole episode.
I mean they show him anyway, but
And then then they do show him.
but
But,
it's definitely. I think they made a good move, like having him kick off with his voice.
Mhm.
I do think it's a bit weird how he says, and I mentioned this to you before, but I do think it's weird how they meant like he says, not many people get to like travel with her.
Yeah.
Like obviously, Jodie Whittaker at the moment, female Doctor, but I feel like if he'd have said them, because multiple, and I don't know,
Mhm.
it's just because obviously he.
I
was
think
with
it's more
Eccles Cake, so.
and Tennant.
And Tennant. Well, yeah, obviously, but I'm just saying he started and was introduced then, right from.
I think it's good though, because it's kind of showing how it's the same Jack as last time as well. So it's not like a previous version that they've met. It's a continuation from that. So he knows about the Cybermen and all of that, because he was the one who brought it up in the first place. So he's got future knowledge anyway, or so we think.
Yeah.
And that I just really like that.
Yeah, I think it's just a good move in general, really, kind of bringing back a fan favorite.
Okay, so first of all, we get shown the prison exterior. I don't know if you can see this. I mean, they'll be able to see it, but I don't know if you can, Levy.
No, I can't, but
I
it
put
will
the trailer up. So
be there.
the prison exterior is just like a floating meteor almost, but like with buildings stuck into the side of it. It's kind of At first, I was like Shadow Proclamation, but then realized that's completely different vibes. It's all glowing now. This, I've heard people say it's the prison planet Sharda from the originals, Doctor Who's and
Yeah.
stuff, but I'm not.
So how many
I don't really
seconds
watch those.
into the trailer is this? Just
2.
Okay, so you're going right from yeah, okay, good. Because I was getting it up. Just because I had
Alright.
the script thing. Yeah.
So I also really like the detail to this because it is just a trailer, so they didn't need to fully like detail it, but they've gone all out. Although the slight problem is they've put stars on top of the the meteor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so unless we're meant to believe those are little like
Yeah.
windows in the rock.
It does look kind of dodgy, but at the same time, I don't know. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know, and I definitely like the that second scene where there's just all the little things going around the cage.
Yeah,
I don't want to say what it. I don't want to be like, oh, it's electric impulses or something, because it's probably not. But if it is, then
So before that, we see the doors open and the Doctor in her red prison gear, and she's got like a barcode on her right, and on her left she's
Yeah.
got like alien text. And personally, I'd love to know what that says,
I
but I
feel like
guarantee we'll
there's
probably
someone
never
out
will
there.
find out.
I feel like there's someone out there who's managed to translate it or something from, I don't know, some previous episodes in just all of history. But yeah, it's weird though, because the barcode's like in gold,
Yeah,
which kind
and
of I'm not really sure what that's about, but
I mean, I'm guessing it's just like a scanning thing
Yeah.
for like the future.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that doesn't mean anything, but the writing and text probably does.
So something people have been mentioning a lot on Twitter, I've mainly seen it, but her hair, if you look at it, is like greasy,
Yeah, it's all like
just
pushed
kind
back
of
as well.
showing she's been here for a while.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of the vibe of they're really showcasing that Yaz, Ryan, and Graham have just been on Earth for ages without her, and they're just like
Yeah.
lost.
And there's
Which we'll get
there's
onto
another
later.
thing that kind of proves that, but we'll get onto that later. But yeah.
All right, so next we see so we have the prison shot of a bunch of things. You may need to circle things. I don't know if you can do that.
Yeah. I'll just zoom in on things in the
So
in
the-
the thing.
So what we've got is we've got the Doctor in the middle in her red gown. Then we've got a weeping angel. She's staring at the weeping angel.
Yeah,
Because obviously she can't
I
blink.
couldn't quite make that out, but like it makes sense, and it
I
was,
think that's the weeping angel anyway, and that's what.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
And then
looks
on
like
her
it.
left by two cells. Sorry, I have to move because my mic stands in the way.
He's just like,
On the
I
two
can't
cells
see.
to the left, there's a Cyberman, and I kind of think it's the same one, the lone Cyberman. I don't know if he died. I can't remember.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like we'll get
But it's
clarification on that in the
it's a
episode.
similar vibe to that.
Yeah.
And then actually something not many people notice, but like a cell in front and to the right, there's a pating.
Yeah, I did see. I think that's actually just one cell next to hers, because there's no.
Oh,
Like,
it
if you
might
look at
be,
it, there's no. The cells are kind of big. They're not like
Yeah.
one, because I'll zoom in on it. But yeah, it appears to be one little pating right at the front and center, right in front of
It's a
Georgie.
cheeky little pating, which we know as probably is the only alien the Doctor couldn't stop.
One of.
In
There's
the,
not many.
well, in this
In
Jodie Whittaker time.
Yeah.
And there's like only a few of them. I think there's 6 that the Doctor never officially
Yeah.
stops, and
Well,
they're
I
just
mean,
roaming.
We
And this
also
is
know
one of them.
from 2 things, we can already tell that this is like the equivalent of the most maximum security prison ever. Like, obviously, we like way more advanced tech and stuff, but if it's a place where they can hold a Time Lord, and also something like the Pating, which was
And also a weeping angel.
impossible, and a weeping angel, because like,
3 of the things that you think you'd never be able to hold. I mean, like the Time Lord's kind of the Time Lord doesn't actually have any way of
like,
getting out. You just have to catch him.
Yeah, if she doesn't like have anything to kind of escape with, then fair enough. But the Pating, which eats through everything.
The Pating can eat the cells.
Yeah,
I'd have thought.
like I don't know. It's kind of weird, because if it's like some weird electricity running through it, the Pating ate like an explosive.
Yeah.
And was fine.
And half a ship.
You know.
So I guess there just can't be any energy near it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's like I guess there's something which it can't. I don't know. I feel like we'll get a little shot of it trying to escape or something.
I really hope the Doctor uses the Pating to escape.
I know. I feel like I don't
Maybe
know.
a nice Pating story arc.
Part of me part of me feels like the Doctor will escape with with help of others. I don't know, because they're all kind of there, and it looks like she is standing right, looking towards the Weeping Angel. Like she's standing very close. She's not just kind of standing in the middle of the cell, like still. She's kind of
No, she is staring at that Weeping Angel.
yeah, which
And
you think you wouldn't want to do, right?
You don't want to take your eyes off it, otherwise it's going to move and kill you.
Yeah. Do
So,
you see that big like top right sort of thing?
yeah, the green
That's the
thing.
green thing. I can't make out what that is.
I have been staring at that for about 4 years.
Yeah, I can't figure out for the life of me what the hell
It's
that is.
just a green thing. I don't think anyone's worked out what it is.
I swear, there's no way we could have seen this, right?
I don't know. I just don't know.
I don't know. It's kind of
It's a thing. I think maybe they're just like experimenting with just monsters.
because it's
I
like
also had a brief thought.
it
The
moves
one
as well.
bottom left looks like a monk.
Yeah,
Slightly.
I did think that. I thought at first it could have been
don't-
one of the headless monks,
Oh yeah, that as well.
but it doesn't. It doesn't look like it has a red head, like the hood is up.
No, so it's definitely prison costume. I was just thinking, you know the monks from
Oh.
Peter Capaldi and Bill,
Yeah.
the weird ones in the pyramids.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of thinking maybe that's a result of that.
The only thing is though, not everyone's in prison uniform, so I feel like
So yeah, maybe.
I feel like
I think,
I don't know.
although I do think the only people who aren't in prison uniform are the ones that can't get into prison
Yeah,
uniform.
obviously, like I kind of want to see the Pating in a little cute little red uniform. I don't know, but yeah, I get that. I get that. Obviously, you can't.
There's also
put
something.
things-
There's something left above the Cybermen, and I didn't know what that was.
Wait, like grayish looking.
Yeah,
Yeah, like diagonally up to the left of it.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can't
and-
see what that was. I thought at first
Oh.
that could have been a Weeping Angel, but then I saw the one with Jodie, so.
And a
think
nice
that's-
little thing that's tying to Torchwood, where Captain Jack Harkness is from mainly,
Yeah,
at least. If you look at the Weeping Angel,
yeah.
you look right one cell and up one cell.
Right.
You see
and
two
up.
faces
Yeah.
in the cell.
Yep.
Those are weevils.
Really?
Now, I don't know if you know what a weevil is,
Yeah.
but we'll have a picture on screen. I look closely, so either they're weevils or Hoth, or Hath or whatever. But I think they're weevils because it's like a callback to Torchwood, and since Captain Jack's in this episode,
Yeah. Yeah. True.
I just zoomed in on them, and they do look very weevily.
Yeah, I'll get a picture on screen and compare. Compare and
So-
contrast.
So that's just a nice little bonus
Yeah.
thing there. I think that's everything on that image.
I think that's everything that we can currently see clearly, at least.
There's
I
like
doubt they'll put out another trailer.
I think most of the cages you see like this blue energy everywhere. I think it's like,
I think.
but you also see how massive this is. I mean, there's I'd say over 200 cells on that image alone.
Yeah, I mean, this you don't know what's behind the camera or whatever, so.
And this is the kind of shot where you get zoomed out of it in film and then panned over the
I mean,
entire area.
A, it's Doctor Who, so yes, they'll probably do that, and B, it's BBC, so they got money for that. So I reckon there'll be like a thing, and they'll just have some CGI stuff of just millions of cages, because like obviously it's like some intergalactic prison thing, so they're gonna have things from I reckon in the episode there'll be more things that we've seen in the past throughout, generations of Doctors. So.
And then we see Jodie looking out of the prison bars, and
Some.
I mean, there's not much to say about this.
Some plasma-looking stuff.
Some kind of glowy thing.
Some glowy thing. But she's looking at some sort of
But
like
there are
light
rocks around
source.
it, which is kind of odd, because my first thought was, oh, it's probably the exterior of the asteroid.
Yeah.
Eventually, she wouldn't be able to breathe.
Unless.
And that got me to my next thought of, well, if you go back to see the prison,
Yeah.
there must be some kind of not every creature in the universe breathes oxygen.
Yeah, true.
So what about the ones that don't breathe oxygen? What are they going to do with them?
Well, because we've seen, yeah, that's true.
That's probably going to be a thing that
There is
Grant's
one thing
completely
that
over.
I kind of want to say, but I feel like it's not relevant because I feel like it might just
Go
be
for it.
prison uniform. But the first, obviously, it's kind of my view on it's changed. But when I first saw Jodie in like the red, it looked very, very similar to what the Time Lords wear just in general
Oh yeah,
when we've seen. So I feel like it probably might just be prison uniform, right? But I don't know.
yeah.
The fact that she's the only one we can actually see fully in that, I feel like maybe there's some sort of hidden thing, even if it's just
It,
like a hidden thing in the
I
thing.
think it would just be. I think it's like a reference to them
Yeah,
in terms of like maybe when they go to the prison, they get classed by species
exactly.
until they get like their appropriate special garment for prison.
Yeah.
And this just happens to be Time Lord,
It's
which
kind
would
of weird
explain why
because
none of the others are wearing stuff because they don't wear clothes anyway.
yeah. Do you know what's funny? The fact that the most human thing in the prison cell that we can see is the Cyberman. It's I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing that's popped into my head because Time Lord's not human.
Mm.
But I don't know. But the fact that Cybermen, or at least in when we see them with early on with Tennant and that, that whole kind of that group of episodes where they just had a bunch just all about Cybermen. I feel like they kind of milked it a little bit. But yeah,
Just
they
as
just harvested human brains. So I don't know.
all right, and then at
And then
second 11, we have
we
the
have
biggest
Beautiful
drop.
Face. Well, hey.
We have Captain Jack Harkness for the first time since Fugitive of the June pop up on our screens.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I got a little rush from that.
I mean, he looks a little bit aged.
Slightly, but we'll forgive him.
But he's
It's
got
been a
some
few
years on
hundred
him.
years.
But he's considering he's immortal. So
Considering face of Bo and how he looks, I think he looks alright.
that's true. Yeah, yeah.
And he says, so is the whole thing of he says, being with a doctor, you don't get to choose when it stops, whether you leave her or she leaves you. And he says the she leaves you bit
Yeah, which
as
I
his
feel
face
like.
pops up on screen, really drawing out the emotions.
See, the thing is, I feel like he's only doing this because I feel like he would be talking to,
Yaz
Yaz,
and
Ryan,
the gang.
and the whole gang.
Yaz is team's
so-
hardest.
Obviously they all know the Doctor as Jodie, so as female. So I guess that kind of makes sense.
But it is also
But it's also
he's
true.
talking to them, which means the Doctor hasn't escaped, and that's
Yeah.
something I want to bring up is for the whole trailer they don't show that the Doctor's escaped or hint at it in any way.
I think
It seems to be
they made a
a
good call on that.
completely companion episode as
I
a
think
New Year's episode.
They made a right call on that, I think.
So if the Doctor does end up breaking out, it's going to be a complete surprise, or not a
Yeah.
surprise, but like a complete thing that no one will have
Because
known
the thing
about.
is, so many people, including myself included, will be like, "Oh, yeah, it's the Doctor. She's going to escape at some point." But
Mhm.
I like not knowing that. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
obviously, you kind of think, "Oh, well, it's the
You're
Doctor.
gonna theorize
Obviously, she's
it,
going
but
to
like,
escape." But you don't know how she does or if she does, if that makes sense.
so I want to talk a
like
lot
that.
about that later in terms of like how she
Yeah.
could and things.
I feel like there's
yeah.
a lot of things you could theorize about that.
So we'll come back to that.
Yeah. And then in the next scene we have
First.
what I
So
don't know,
a
it kind
a
of
slight
took me
thing I
by
noticed though.
surprise. I'm not gonna lie.
A slight thing I noticed about the bit when he says, "Or she leaves you," it echoes. It literally echoes.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can hear it, but
that might
it
have just been your microphone there.
no, it has an echo around like
Yeah,
a largish room. So unless that's just for the trailer and they're just kind of drawing it out,
Well,
I think
yeah.
I think it's just like showing that
yeah,
maybe they've definitely met up as a crew, and like I don't know, I just like it.
yeah.
Like the vibes.
But then in the next scene,
And
we
the
only
next
see
scene is
3 of them.
cool.
We don't see 4. So I feel like this will
So
be.
this one I'm assuming is before Jack turns up.
Yeah, I reckon this will be like quite early on. So they're
Very
kind
early
of,
in the film.
Yeah, and
in
there's
the
a lot of like
whatever.
a lot of them colorful post-it notes everywhere.
So yeah, so this is really showing Yaz's character development, which I've been really hoping for such a long time
Because she
because she's been
actually hasn't
such
really
like a.
had one.
She's just been like a Doctor follower, you know,
She's just been
like a
like the friend.
classic.
Because
She's just
obviously,
been wanting to be the Doctor and
yeah,
just going for that role.
because Ryan and
Whereas
both Ryan
she's
and
a police officer.
yeah, exactly. Like what she does is, like detective stuff and like figuring
Hmm.
stuff out, and she hasn't really used that a lot. But like we don't know too much about like her character anyway. In the sense, like obviously we've seen her family kind of setting and stuff like that in previous episodes, but we kind of know Ryan and like and even from the very first episode, I think it was the first episode with Jodie, how
Mm.
thingy died. Can't remember her name now. Especially had a name. It wasn't just.
Who?
Why is your light turning on?
Sorry, I was moving my things around.
No, because oh, I can't bother. Oh, it will come back to me. But yeah, no, it's just because like, whoa, whoa, what just happened?
I click leave accidentally.
Ah, you dum dum. It's really weird. My face switched to the other side, and then went, and I thought, hey, the names. I don't have to switch to the. Okay, so I've named. We're professional. We're professional. But yeah, right. Let us continue.
Everything's still fine.
So, like part of me thought that some of the post-it notes would be like instructions
Hmm.
on like how to do stuff.
Yeah, so
Except there's a lot on the floor and on the wall, but all the
you
stuff on
literally
like
can't
the
read
console.
any of it though,
Yeah, yeah. I think like
which is
that's
really annoying, but
it's annoying.
I appreciate it.
But there's like a lot of them on like the levers or levers, however you say it, and all around the console desk and all that. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things on like what stuff does and how, and I feel like we'll see them fly it at some point.
I
I
don't.
kind of want them to.
I want them to, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
do
I think
want
it's
to
me being
say.
hopeful there.
I do want to say. What are your thoughts on this TARDIS design?
Um, I I don't know. It's kind of weird. There's a lot of blue.
It's very nostalgic in terms of like the massive versions of the circles.
Yeah, we love the circles.
We love the
we love the
circles.
circles.
Well, the
No
circles.
idea. No idea. I do love that. It's brilliant. Oh,
Yeah.
you've redecorated. I
I
don't
don't like it.
Oh, you never do.
Anyway, yeah. So
Moving
I
on.
kind of like this TARDIS design. It's also got like a back room as where they've put quite a lot of the
Yeah,
post-it notes,
I feel
and
like
then
that's going to be a lot of like piecing together like where she could be, where
and then
she could be.
we like zoom into them, and you kind of see that back room a bit more
Yeah,
in terms of the wall.
when Yaz is talking, but we still can't read what it says.
Yeah.
Like, it's just Yaz's face, and I can't read anything. It's really annoying.
So in this bit, the script, what they're saying is, the Doc would really like us to keep an eye on the planet, right? But how is that possible? If you don't help the human race, it's going down. You're with us, is like how it goes, and it's like, so Graham asks Yaz, "Are you with us?" Because it's like,
Yeah,
I reckon she had like a down spike
probably.
the second like the Doctor left. But also
She became
when
a
you see
crack
that
addict and all that. So
you see that shot of Yaz,
yeah. Wait, what the one of her like looking like?
the one where Ryan says the human race is going down
Oh
at
right,
like
yeah.
17. Uh, there's no post-it notes. That's a different scene.
Oh yeah, like when she's just kind of standing. Like it looks like she's standing over the console or something and looking.
Something like that.
She's
So
looking
what's
down
happened
towards the left.
is I think that
Yeah.
bit is like earlier on in the film than the last bit we saw, and it's
Yeah.
like it's the bit when they've kind of landed. It's been like a few months and the Doctor hasn't turned up, and they're like,
Yeah. I feel like
and
someone
then they
gave someone else a
just
call
found
or
out
something
about
and
like the
wanted to meet up.
Daleks or something
Yeah.
that, and they're like, what are we gonna do? And so that's that scene. And then they go do the bit beforehand to plan for the getting the Doctor back so
Yeah.
she can save them from the Daleks.
I do
And
think
maybe
as
they
well.
find Jack instead.
I do think with the whole period of time, length of time, the amount of post-it notes that we actually see everywhere on the floor, the desk, the wall, whatever, kind of shows that it is a really long time. Obviously, we haven't. There's a bit further, which I said before, which kind of proves it more. But it definitely kind of shows that this like
The
she's been
time,
away
yeah.
for a long time, and they've had a long time to kind of think about where she could be and all that, and like how to get her and all that kind of shenanigans.
Yeah, because they don't know at all about the prison
Yeah,
because
there's no way they could, right?
the doctor never told them about the other doctor.
Yeah,
And then when she went at the end of the episode and was rescued by that guy who blew up the master and all the Cybermen,
yeah,
she just went and found her own TARDIS again and then was caught with
yeah,
the TARDIS, and then that happened. So they never ever heard about the whole other doctor business.
yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
the
there's a lot
Timeless
of stuff
Children
which we
saga.
know and they don't. So I feel like
I think it's going to be really interesting
Yeah.
them trying to explore that, because it's like, what can they say that's going to like, because obviously they don't want to ruin the continuity of them not knowing.
Yeah, exactly.
And
So
that's where I reckon Jack comes in,
that's
because
yeah, I
he's
agree. I
seen
feel
some
like-
of that
I
already.
feel like he'd be able to fill them in on a few, not everything, but like a few things that
Yeah.
that he'd have knowledge of, I guess.
Hey, next we have a really exciting bit. We have the first look at one of the new Daleks in the smoke.
I thought this is an absolutely amazing. I'm a huge fan. Okay, so I'm very I don't know. As you know, I'm very into kind of like film and TV stuff, and like production of it.
Mhm.
So and I thought this shot was absolutely amazing, just because of like, it's like a reveal of, because we've seen Daleks change throughout, so much on their designs, and then we get this, which is, I don't know. I felt this is way more menacing, and I feel like it's going to be, have this insanely deep voice as well.
Yeah. So before we get to like the LED part, I want to bring up the bit when they're still in the smoke, and you can see they had a slight design alteration in that they don't have their plungers anymore.
Yeah, I actually can't tell what it is. I mean,
I don't know what
they've
it
still kind
is.
of got the little whisk-looking thing on the left, just without some of the.
The whisk gun thing, yeah.
But yeah,
But the
but
one on the
it looks
right,
less like a plumber now.
the one on the right, I don't know what it is.
It's like some weird. It looks like some weird spiky thing, but I can't tell from the front. I can't tell how long it is.
Exactly. I do have another image for you.
You can kind of see a bit more.
If I send you that, you can see it's a bit more in this image, and you can pop that on
Is
screen.
this on Discord?
Discord, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's one of the
yeah.
promotional images. You can kind of see it a bit more, but
Yeah.
not quite sure what it is.
As all of you can see on the screen at the moment, there will be, this. And it says your future is in safe hands, but we all know that's a lie. It's just not though, is it? Nothing good has ever come from that. It's like
Anyway,
that actually gives me vibes of when Churchill had those Daleks before. I don't know.
yeah,
Kind of like
this episode is very, or at least the trailer is really reminding me of that episode, which I can't remember what it's called, and that's really embarrassing.
yeah, I know. It's so weird. And then they had that scientist, and they tricked him into thinking he created them, but they created him.
Yeah,
That was actually a good episode. I did like
it was
that.
a really weird
Matt
like
Smith. That's what it
idea,
was.
but it was brilliant. It worked super well.
You are my enemy, and I'll play that clip if I can find it. There we go. And I'll
Actually,
have the
really
title.
hard doing clips from Doctor Who.
Yeah, I know.
They don't record properly, but yeah.
Yeah,
It's called Victory of the Daleks.
there you go. That's
I
actually
just
when we get a
sneezed.
look at some new models. That's when we get all the different coloured ones. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't sneeze. That's really annoying now. I just look really weird.
And then, is there anything you want to add to that, or should we move on to the
So
cool looking?
So we hear Dame Harriet Walker talking, by the way.
Walker,
I haven't seen, I think that's the name.
isn't it? Walsh.
No.
No. I don't know. I have a friend called Harriet Walsh. That's why. It's all
I
merging
think
in
it's
my
I
head.
think it's Walter or Walker. I don't know. It'll be on screen. And she is introducing what she calls the defense drones, and she says, as of now, you'll see the new defense drones at work. And yeah, I just wanted to mention she's in it. And so the next scene is of them outside Downing Street, and she's kind of presenting it, which kind of makes me think maybe she's Prime Minister
It would make sense.
and kind of
Because-
going for that kind of Prime
Yeah.
Ministerial look. Cool color choice, yellow.
Yeah, it's a bit
Bold.
weird, isn't it?
Very bold. But design of the new Daleks, we get to see them from the side angle in blue LEDs, which is weird because we've never seen the Daleks with like color and light. Or
Yeah.
well, we've seen colors, but we haven't seen lights on the
Walter,
Dalek.
there you go.
Walter, yeah.
Dame
there you
Harriet
go.
Walter.
That's close.
There we go. I had to look that up. But yeah, I'm a
We've
big
got-
fan of this new design. I'm not gonna lie. I like the
I do really like the colors. I do
much
think
more
the heads
futuristic
feel
as well.
very detached.
Huh?
And I wonder, the heads feel very detached
Oh
from
yeah,
the
yeah, they're
body.
like floating above the rest of the body.
That's just the LEDs, but because
Well,
I
it
think
looks-
they
it
are
looks
meant
like
to
it,
be
yeah.
connected, but like I just think it kind of looks like that. And I wonder if the next generation is they just get rid of the neck, and so it's just a floating head.
I feel
And
like
they can use the head as like a
because
frisbee.
they already hover like off the ground anyway.
Exactly, they
So
might as well
they
just add
technically
that
yeah, because they can technically fly.
and just have magnets, you know,
Exactly,
extreme magnets,
magnetic
and the Doctor
levitation.
can
There you go.
have like a whole
Which
thing about
which
magnets.
technically exists now.
Yeah,
Already.
well, I mean, we have those trains and stuff.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't know. I do. I like how obviously they haven't. I don't know. Part of me kind of was worried that they may change the colors and have some not blue, which would kind of. I don't know. I'm
I
kind of
think
glad.
they
I'm
won't
glad
do that in this first episode.
it looks like they're both blue. So I'm assuming they're all gonna be blue, because obviously their eye is blue as well, and it would kind of make sense.
I'm assuming they did actually film this at Downing Street, or they just have done a very good replica.
I feel like they could have done that with a green screen quite
They
easily,
could have.
like I'm doing now.
Downing Street, guys, look at that.
Yeah, look, hey, look, we have Downing Street right here. Look at that. Oh, look at Bojo right there. His cute little face. Right, get that out of here.
You're not that good at editing.
Oh, okay. We'll see.
Okay, so next we see is the line from Jack Robertson, or his acting name is Chris Noth, I think. Yeah, Chris Noth. He is the weird president businessman person from the episode Arachnids of the UK, which you should see.
Yeah.
The one with all the spiders, they're massive and creepy, and sorry
Yeah.
if you've got arachnophobia.
Oh, I do, but I
Good luck
definitely
at seeing that one.
do. No, that was a creepy episode. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, very. But yeah, so we see what's his name, Chris North or Jack Robertson, and the guy Nathan Stewart Jarrett who plays Curtis in Misfits. But we see them both take a look.
Inside.
Oh, and also the Prime Minister person.
Yeah.
We see them all we see first of all Chris North and Nathan Stewart Jarrett looking at a Dalek in a tank, as they say. I think they say these machines are going to change the world,
Yeah.
and they're kind of talking to each other, and then they all look,
They
including
all
the Prime Minister, into the inside of what appears to be a Dalek. I mean, you can see the triangle design on the left and right if you enhance the image of it of the Dalek. If you look at a picture of the Dalek, they have those triangle designs on their top bits, and so that would be where it is. So they seem to be looking inside, and I think they're looking at the thing inside because they didn't realize it's an alien. I reckon this is the point where the
yeah.
Daleks turn evil.
See, the thing is, they all look. All three of them look so like evil anyway. So I feel.
Two looking glaring and like weirded out.
Yeah.
Middle guy is looking kind of weirded.
My guy, the Black G, is smiling, so I don't
he's
know.
smiling, so I guess he's like a assistant inventor kind of
I
person.
feel like he
I think
knows.
he's the guy
he
who
knows- I
made
feel like
them.
he knows what it is, if that makes
Made
sense.
them.
Yeah, some bioengineering.
And then the one on the left, she's just disappointed.
Well, she looks kind of confused. The guy in the middle looks kind of creeped out / horrified at it.
Mm.
Like, I don't know. He looks. I don't know. They all look bad.
And then we get one of my personal favorite lines from the start of from this trailer anyway.
Yeah.
Is Ryan goes, "Yo, remember us?"
It's really as they all just walk. They
walk
just
up
swagger
there.
up.
And I'm assuming they're talking to, because of a later bit where he says, "Not you guys again." I'm
Yeah.
assuming they're walking up to Jack Robertson and his assistant
Probably.
to confront them of some sort.
Yeah, which I feel like they've
Mm,
seen. They've seen before.
Unless they're going to talk to Captain Jack, but I think their mood
Ah,
would be
that
slightly
seems
different.
way too. I don't know the way he says it seems way too kind of like confrontational. If that makes
I'm
sense.
confused at why he's going to talk to them, because this feels like it would be very early in the episode. It's not my problem, and Captain Jack's not there yet.
Yeah.
In that case, because otherwise he'd be with them as well.
Unless I feel like even if like Captain Jack, meets
So
up
maybe he
with them,
comes later.
I feel like he may not. They wouldn't have him in every scene with them because otherwise he'd just
Yeah.
carry heavily. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of I feel like there'll be a couple of times where they kind of separate and do something maybe, and this could be one of them, or this would be early on. But
I'm thinking this is early on because just because.
yeah.
So that's why I was just having maybe it could be them walking to Captain Jack, but they seem way too confrontational for that. So
Definitely.
that's why I'm saying no.
And he has that kind of confrontational kind of sound in his voice, and it just doesn't sound like, like you would to someone who's.
And then we
you.
get the scene where Captain Jack says, "I'm Captain Jack Harkness, and I'm immortal."
I do love that. It's very him.
And we see on his shoulders two hands.
I love his little head tilt when he does that as well. It's like,
I'm immortal.
It's pretty good.
Two hands on his shoulders. I'm guessing that's Ryan and Graham.
Yeah, probably. And then he's looking up at the Dalek spaceship, right?
So if you look at his background, I think so. Those are the green things which you see later on at 45.
Yeah.
Just a sneak preview.
Because
Those look like the
33 right now.
Yeah. So I think, or 32 rather.
Yeah.
I think this bit, the Dalek, they're on the Dalek ship at this point.
Yeah.
And they're confronting maybe the leader of the Daleks or something.
Yeah, except there's someone down in the bottom right.
Wait, what?
Wait, which bit are you talking about?
31, 32.
Oh, it's still with him. Yeah, the green circle's in the back.
Yes, they're very reminiscent of the 45 era.
Yeah.
So I reckon they're on the ship.
Yeah, probably, because that
and
definitely
then
look like here.
And we get a Dalek saucer. We have a
Yeah.
person bottom right who kind of reminds me of Sacha Dhawan, but I don't think that's him. It could also be Yaz.
It could just be one of the gang. I don't know.
I reckon it's Yaz.
The ear seems too big. It seems like it could be Graham.
Maybe.
I
But
don't
too
know,
much hair. His hair's white.
True. It's definitely not
they're
Ryan,
definitely
the
in
dude's
London.
white or lighter skin.
They're definitely in London. There's a pub.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it looks like something.
Or they're in Yorkshire. So.
Except
but
they were in London before with the 10 Downing Street, so I feel like.
Yeah. There is a giant Dalek spaceship, which is probably the main focus of this image, not just the random things on the side.
We're just looking at the pub because we're British, and then there's just yeah. Well, as long as the pubs stay open, it's fine.
Dalek spaceship, no
Dalek
biggie.
spaceship. Hey, we'll go down pub. Brilliant. Yeah. Screw that.
Yeah, so it's got jet engines. It's been slightly updated from the older ones.
Yeah, I've got the most amazing screen freeze at the moment on my phone. I'll try and show it.
I just have that.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I paused it and it just did that. Sick one.
But I do think it's not actually like a warship.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it would just be attacking right now.
It just looks
I
like one of the
think
regular ones, like we've
I
seen
have a
before.
slight theory that the green things and that is the Dalek birthing unit.
Yeah, I feel like that's just a like a carrier, like we've seen before, where it just has them all on there. But I don't think it's like some big.
What I'm thinking is it's like a
Ship
birthing ship where there's like where they create the Daleks, because obviously
Yeah.
the insides of the Daleks are like real,
Yeah, yeah,
alive.
yeah, of course. Yeah,
And then there's a bit of comedy thrown in for the sake of comedy,
yeah,
where Yaz asks, or supposedly asks Captain Jack, and because we don't technically know because it's still a trailer, so they could just be cut.
yeah.
But I'm assuming she asked Captain Jack, "Are you feeling insecure? Because you seem to need a lot of praise." And he goes, "Do I?" Which is just a nice little twist because it's
Yeah.
really showing him.
It's just like
The first image is of Yaz in like a tunnel. It looks like she's like crouching, and there's like a number pad on her left.
yeah, and there's
So showing
some
maybe
sort of-
it's.
I don't know. It seems like some sort of freezer unit because of the.
I'm thinking they're still on Earth at this point because why would
Yeah.
Daleks need like a number pad thing?
True.
And I think they're where the people think they've created the Daleks.
Yeah, like the.
I think this
the
is
lab,
the area where
science
they
lab.
think they created it.
Yeah, I agree with that because yeah, I don't know. It seems like where they kind of create them and hold them before they get put into
And then they get
the
the
ship.
reason why I think it is she's talking to Captain Jack is because they do a down angle on him, where because she is lower down, and so she would be looking up. So that's kind of from her point of view, and he goes, "Do I?" And it's all funny.
I was gonna say it could be the TARDIS, but then why would I don't know? Just because of like that whole down
I mean, it
like
could
different
very much
angles.
be the TARDIS.
But why is there a number pad on the TARDIS? I feel like that's
Yeah, but
very
it's like a different TARDIS. Remember?
true.
So
It could be. It's just
so
it's got the same color scheme, and like we've seen in the past, there's a lot of the Doctor's been up there, and there's been people down here, and it's got levels. Obviously, it's huge. So
there's also the whole thing of the dot. Something I want to mention is the TARDIS is alive, and all TARDISes are grown.
yep,
And so the theory of the TARDIS like changes itself depending on who its owner is, or at least that's what we've seen with the recent Doctors and things.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if that TARDIS is changing for like Yaz and the gang to be in it.
yeah.
Maybe Yaz is going to have her own private TARDIS.
Like it could
All
it could also
policey.
just, it could also just not be the TARDIS because when
Yeah,
we
I don't think that's the TARDIS.
when we look up to Captain Jack, there's no round circle things.
That's just a light.
Yeah, there's one single light above him.
And then we see Daleks flying, and they're red.
Yeah, it's like
Because
they're
they're very
in
evil.
attack mode.
Yeah, and they're saying exterminate, or they say specifically prepare for maximum extermination.
I do like that.
Which
I do
is
like myself some maximum extermination.
so
They
if
said that
you
before.
so if you look at previous ways they've said it is they usually go for just exterminate when it's like no big threat, but when it becomes a bigger threat, they start using
Yeah.
bigger words before
They've only
exterminate.
ever done that with like the Doctor usually.
So whenever the
Never-
Doctor is encountered, they always go to maximum extermination. Also, I
they've said
think the
things
only
like
other time we've
variant.
heard maximum extermination is the scene where it's in the episode, The Lost Planet, I believe, or something.
Yeah, I think
And
you're right on the name.
the
I know what you
dad,
mean.
there's like a dad and his kid and his wife,
Yeah,
and he like yeets a brick at a Dalek,
yeah.
and then they run inside the house. I don't know if you can get that on screen.
I don't. I'll look for it, but I doubt it.
We may just have to link it, but he eats a brick at the Dalek, and then like 3 Daleks stand up outside the house and go, maximum extermination, and just yeet the
Yeah.
house to pieces.
I do like how the balls on the side turn red as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of because obviously they have the blue. It already kind of looks dangerous, and I know how I said before, like I like how they've gone with the blue color to match the eye and everything. But I'm definitely a big fan of the they're flying. They definitely are flying at speed, and they're in attack mode. And I like how they've gone red.
And so something you may remember from the old Daleks is their lasers are actually blue.
Yeah.
These ones are red.
Yeah,
Bright
they are.
red
There's
lasers.
perfect. Yeah, I'll freeze it on the screen of it hitting the ground as I can see here. But yeah, it looks red and they've actually done way more detail with it as well. They've gone with because before they've just had like a laser and it's done that. This looks like some weird explosive cannon looking stuff.
Like a
There's
plasma
particles on it. It's like hits the ground and there's definitely some camera shake. It's brilliant. Love it.
And then we get Jack Robertson going, "Not you guys again," which I think is, which most people are assuming anyway. It's a return to the line earlier that is.
I feel like it's the same scene because
well, remember us.
Yeah, it looks like the exact same scene as well.
And you also
Yaz
look
on
at
the
that
right.
image. You see on the left of that image, you see I think that's Ryan on the left, or Yaz.
It looks like Yaz.
It's either Yaz or Ryan.
It's Yaz because of the hair and the She's also
I don't know.
she's also light skinned. She's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see them, so it's definitely one of the gang.
Yeah.
It's not. And he's kind of laughing at it, which is like confusing because it's like.
I feel like that's such like a villain play though. Like the villain always kind of laughs because they're confident that there's nothing that the other the good people can do. I don't know. They always have that kind of cocky laugh. I feel like, especially people like this character. So yeah, I feel like the laugh is just kind of just a character thing. I think.
Then we get some tentacles in the next one where
Yeah, it's kind of that looks weird. It's just like wraps over the shoulders before going to the green stuff. But
So this person's, I don't know. People think it's Yaz. I think they seem to be molded.
We see that later.
Melting. Yeah, I think they're melting a Dalek. My theory is this is the assistant
like Ryan
guy
from the build. I don't know.
It's either Ryan or the assistant guy who is Nathan Stewart Jarrett.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think they're melting the inside of a Dalek to like just attack it. I guess.
It's Ryan then. I doubt they'd have Ryan and Yaz.
I guess this could be like a flashback scene of when he first discovered the Daleks.
Maybe.
And then they possess him and make him make more.
Because that looks like some industrial furnace right there, sort of.
Yeah.
Like
and then we get my personal favorite scene because no one really has picked up on this in all the theories I've watched. I think these are birthing units.
Oh, yeah, for real. Because you can see them all in there. They're different.
You can see Daleks in there, and I reckon they're being grown.
One scene in the Matrix where they're all in the
yeah.
But yeah, definitely. Because you can even see right in the bottom one. There's
the bottom one. You can literally see what appears to be a Dalek, and we know that that's what a Dalek looks like, unless it's like something else.
Some sort of birthing holding unit, for them before they get put into their case, their exoskeleton.
My only other theory for that is you remember the Dalek puppets?
Yeah.
It could be an evolution of Dalek puppets.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably your first theory though.
But yeah,
definitely. Just because of what happens in the episode and the fact that they're kind of bringing them back and creating them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Jodie's had Daleks yet, has she?
Yeah, in her last New Year's one.
Oh yeah.
The rusty one.
Yeah.
One built of scrap parts that they defeated way too easily.
True. Correct. I'd forgotten that.
So we have Yaz shouting at Jack in what appears to be, I don't know where she is, because that background reminds me of Peter Capaldi's intro scene. You know, the clockwork stuff.
Yeah.
It really reminds me of that.
It's got some weird textured background though. Like if you
so I'm assuming they're on a Dalek ship or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're down in the laboratory. But she shouts to Jack now. She says, "Now, Jack," which is showing that they're all working together at least at some point.
I feel like we could kind of guess that anyway.
Then we get Ryan and Graham on what seems to be a spaceship. Graham goes for the fist
same
bump.
Green background again behind Graham.
Goes for the fist bump he has done quite a lot, and he's never received it. And it still looks like he doesn't receive it.
Yeah.
So, you see Ryan kind of turn towards him.
He does a disapproving look. He does that disapproving look that.
But you see right at the end, he has a cheeky little smile. I don't know if you can pause it perfectly, but there is.
I can try. I can do.
There's a cheeky smile. So I'm kind of thinking maybe he goes for it. Then we see Jack,
using
and
the
John
thingy.
Barrowman, you are looking a bit younger there, and that's kind of what I've noticed, is he does look a bit younger there.
Deep fake.
I'm kind of thinking maybe this is a flashback, because he also has a squareness gun, and I think he got rid of that.
Or it could just be a
Or it could
callback.
just
It
not
could
be.
just it could just be. Yeah, he definitely looks younger though. I know what you
But
mean.
he does look younger.
He doesn't have the same like amount of wrinkles, if that makes sense.
He doesn't look as like he's been through the ages.
Exactly. Yeah.
And also then that middle thing could be the rift manipulator that they have back at the old Torchwood base.
Yep.
Or it's just random bits.
Yeah.
But if I was to theorize, that would be my
my
weird
first thought
theory.
was like it could have been the in the TARDIS,
Oh,
in the
it could be a
middle,
TARDIS bit.
but I don't think it is. I doubt, because there's too many kind of tube things kind of coming off it, unless they're like trying to build one. Build your own
And then
TARDIS.
we see a Dalek turn, which isn't very exciting because it's just Dalek. And then we see, I think that's
So you
Yaz.
get a closer look at like the gun, I guess.
Yeah.
And
We
then,
see Yaz getting yeeted upon by a Dalek.
from its birthing unit. That's
Is
the
it?
same. Yeah, look where it comes out of.
Oh yeah, it does.
It's that
I
exact
didn't
same.
notice.
It's very quick. I'll try and pause it on there, but it's literally, it's the exact kind of green thing and looks like it's in columns and stuff. But yeah, it yeets itself out.
But she
its own-
screams before the Dalek hits her. So I'm wondering what she's doing there.
I feel like she sees it.
Maybe.
She already flinches like before it. It's not like a surprise. She's flinching like as, obviously it's a surprise, but she's flinching as it's like there.
And then this final scene where Jodie says, stay strong, people waiting for you.
I love this. I love this
Is
scene.
brilliant because it ties it all
yeah.
back together, reminding you that it's Doctor Who.
See, the thing is, there's
The amount of tallies on the wall,
this is where I feel
they're
like this shows the time kind of going.
but they're
by.
not regular tallies if you look at them.
I know they've got crosses through them,
So
and
they're crosses, but there's also like 10 of them or 6 of them or something. There's loads in each one.
it's weird. She hasn't done like 4 line for the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like, I don't know. It's weird. She's done it weird. I don't know what she's doing.
It's
but,
10 in each one, you see.
yeah.
They do 8, then 1, 2 stroke across and across.
I feel like that's just they haven't done it like a regular tally. I feel like she's counting the days 10 at a time, sort of thing.
Yeah.
9, 10. So
The theory, there is a theory going around that there's a silence in the cells with her.
this looks different to
And she's
the
counting that, but-
cage, the multiple cage cell though, because there didn't look like there were any walls in those.
Exactly. Also, where is this in that?
Because
there were no
she's got
walls.
them all around her. Like you can see behind
So,
her, next to her.
Unless
kind of
this
thing.
is the floor. Because
Yeah,
it
but
kind of
then
looks like it
there's
could be.
steps. There's steps though. Even if she's lying down, there's like
Yeah, but she's,
bits behind her
I guess.
which would then be steps, if that makes sense. Like if you turn your head and look at it where that's
Yeah.
the floor, that would then be steps behind her.
Then we
and
get
in front
my-
of her. It's
we get my
weird.
favourite part of the trailer, the bit where Jodie Whittaker says, "Welcome to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel." No, but yeah, so very good trailer. I haven't been this excited for an episode since
I think
Day of
they've
the
done.
Doctor
I
time.
think they've built it up perfectly, to be honest, because they haven't got too many things to spoil it, but they got enough things to make you go, "Oh, I want to see that." Like they bring back Captain Jack, and the whole thing of what's actually happened to her, from the last from now, basically.
So I'd like to talk about some of the little things.
Yeah.
So first of all, the Daleks.
Yeah.
Let's just really appreciate them, and like you can just kind of see them for their entirety.
Yeah.
You see in the image I've sent you is the one with the earpieces or whatever they are.
The little
the glowing blue.
yeah, the
which
little
is kinda
glowy
cool.
crystal things on top. Is this the one you sent me earlier?
Yeah, same one.
Okay,
with
yeah,
Your features in safe hands.
Put it up there.
Woo!
Yeah.
yeah.
That's it's got the glowy blue crystals. I see it.
Thoughts on the design?
I mean, it's still a Dalek. You can tell instantly.
I'm really happy they didn't overchange the Daleks.
Yeah,
I was really worried about
you
them
see it and
like
you instantly
doing
go
something like that.
Dalek, like updated. It's got some little
It is just
LEDs
an
on it
updated Dalek. I mean, if you look at original Dalek pictures, which
from
I
if you
do
look at them
actually
back
have
from
one.
was it Battle of Torchwood?
Yeah, but this is like an OG Dalek
Yeah.
I've sent you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like black and white.
Yeah. Like that
It's
still
still the
looks.
same.
They've just got rid of the plunger and the whisk.
They've
Well, they
they've
haven't even
made
got rid of the whisk.
no, the
really.
whisk is still there, but
The whisk is here.
they've just updated it. I mean, you
Yeah.
can clearly see it's just an update.
Yeah.
They've taken a 480p image and they've turned it to 4K resolution.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's simply
And
what they've
put
done.
some extra little lights on the side because everyone knows it's the same as PC building, Dalek building, whatever. The more RGBs you have, the better and more overpowered and powerful it is. Okay,
That's
everyone knows
definitely
this.
how it works.
I mean, in this case, it is because these things look insane.
So yeah, you were talking about earlier the Dalek lasers.
Yeah,
They're very
these
cool.
have been insane.
So
These have been insanely updated in their firepower, definitely.
100%, 100%.
Because they're
You
not
see
just
them when
they're not just an accurate laser that hits people and it makes the skeleton show and then they die. It's like
I'm really hoping they still incorporate that. I reckon this is the left or the right, the other one, the one that's not a plunger anymore. I
Yeah.
reckon that's like a plasma cannon or something.
Yeah.
That's what this is. And then the other one's the same. But you see
Yeah.
when it shoots down, it's like a straight beam and it just stays there and it kind of just scorches the ground.
Yeah,
And then like
I definitely
there's
think that
there's
it would make
almost
sense if
sparks
they're
coming
doing
off of
some
where
sort
it's
of like
hitting.
future is safe, their kind of defense drone sort of thing. You would have two kind of modes on it anyway, one for like heavy firepower and one for kind of targeting people, I
Definitely.
guess. So it would make sense, right?
And the beams aren't just light.
Yeah, like
You can see how much
like
budget
I
they put
said
into
before, they've put
making
so
these
many
look good.
particles in each kind of thing. Like it's not just one. They haven't just gone laser. It's like they've done laser, then they've added different colors to the outsides of it and the inside and the core of it, and with little particles around it.
I mean, if you put it into 2.5 speeds, you see it happens for like 2 frames. The
Yeah.
laser, it comes down, but you can see all the tiny little particles flying off of it and off the ground,
Yeah.
and how the ground kind of gets scorched afterwards. And then in the next scene, you see the Daleks flying.
Yeah. I think
But
they've really
instead
kind
of
of shown the power. I think they've done it well because they haven't showed how powerful, but they've showed that they are powerful. If that makes
definitely,
sense.
and you see the Daleks flying.
Yeah.
Last time
fly
we saw the
much
Daleks
quicker
flying,
than
you don't really
ever.
see them like with any kind of boosters, but these ones have sort of rocket propelled boosters underneath them.
They also fly much faster than we've
And
seen
they
them
are-
fly before.
They are whisking about.
With their little whisker. But yes, yeah, for real. They're definitely
But they've still got really precise aiming systems and things like that, which is brilliant.
Oh yeah, for real. Like they wouldn't get rid of that because then they'd just be less powerful.
The
I think-
Dalek voice, if you've heard it,
The Dalek voice.
is
I haven't.
yeah. So
I
when
don't think I've heard it.
so there's a bit in the trailer where they go maximum extermination, you know,
Yeah. I
and
don't think
that
I can't remember hearing that.
let me just
I'll play the audio
it,
here.
it's very similar to the Emperor, just a bit higher pitch.
Yeah, because the Emperor was super deep. It was like corpse deep kind of thing. Like, oh, they should get corpse to voice Daleks. I swear, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, but yeah, I really like the new updated whole, just everything about the updated Daleks.
I'm a big fan of the fact that they've kept the kind of
My
united
actual
Dalek.
phone wallpaper is a Dalek.
Wow. Fair enough.
It's the new one, and it's like it goes across all my screens, so I can see different parts of
I
it.
can't wait to see them like in action.
Yeah. I don't know if you've checked out the Doctor Who Instagram, the official one.
I have not. No.
There are a few little hints a few more hints towards stuff. So obviously, originally we had Captain Jack promoted there first before he was in the trailers and things.
Yeah.
There's the promotional image with him and his squareness gun.
Oh, you
and
broke your
Daleks and
microphone
things.
again.
Oh,
Oh, no,
yeah.
you haven't. My bad. Yeah,
Don't know what
yeah, yeah.
happened.
I don't know. I feel
But
like
we see that. Then we saw the trailer, and then we have more images of the Daleks as well on the YouTube. We have a different image of the Doctor in a cell, which you don't usually see.
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
send you a few of these, but there's a few of images of the Doctor in a cell, which
mhm.
which we don't see in the trailer at all.
You get a better look at the
At her
pimp suit,
outfit and
boiler suit,
everything,
prison uniform.
boiler
The
suit.
more the more I see it, it does look way more of a uniform, and that's probably like her prison number or something down on the left. I reckon some sort of, because of the amount there are, it would make sense. There's that much writing for identification or something.
And so on the 16th of December, they promoted the image that is a reference to Fugitive of the Jadoon, and it is an image from the episode, but it is promoting the new episode,
Yeah.
which I am wondering about because the only reference to that episode, maybe the Jadoon have arrested her.
Yeah,
But
because they are the
them-
space police.
Yeah, or it's just like they're referencing Captain Jack, and that's the episode he came back in.
I reckon it'll be more the Captain Jack thing, because I feel like if I don't know, I doubt, like, why would the Jadoon have any kind of
And I've just sent you my favorite image, which is fairly recent. It was on the 21st of December, and it is of Captain
Yeah.
Jack next to a Dalek with like green balls in his hands.
Yeah,
And it is, I think it's RJ Captain Jack from this,
yeah,
toying around with an old version of a Dalek for some reason.
yeah. He's
And
holding
so-
some green thing as well
So the green thing makes me really think of
of the
now
yeah,
of our stuff
of the
now, which is
birthing
why I
thing.
think it's a recent feature. But I'm wondering why there's old Daleks.
I feel like part of me thinks they'll have an old Dalek in there.
I'm hoping, right? I hope this doesn't happen as like the ending, because otherwise it's way too similar to the Churchill one.
Yeah,
But in that episode, there's the bit where the real Daleks turn up, and they basically kill all the other ones because they're not pure enough.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if this image is a reference to that.
Yeah. I feel like they wouldn't, but then I feel like they might. I feel like they would.
It's
I
a
feel like they
possibility.
would as like a reference, but at the same time, they wouldn't. It's not the same thing. So it's like they've got these new ones that have been created by this guy. I feel like, well, personally, I feel like they've been created by, like, the guy we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Um,
Nathan.
and yeah, I feel like they wouldn't have a reason to, and there'd be no
Yeah.
reason why the other Daleks are there for them to do that with. I feel like if there's a Dalek, it's maybe been brought back by Captain Jack, maybe.
Definitely.
I don't know. It would. I don't know. It would sort of make sense because, like, the best way to fight a Dalek, as we've seen, is with another Dalek.
So I'm looking at time, kind of anxious, but I do want to have one last thing, and that is, what are your thoughts on how the Doctor's going to escape? Because she's going to get out.
Yeah,
That's a guaranteed.
I don't know. I feel like part of me thinks that she's like when she's looking at the Weeping Angel, she's talking to it, which makes me think she'll be talking to the other prisoners
100%. She's a
around.
very sociable person.
Like, I doubt the Doctor's going to be in a cell around all of like the stuff she's faced before and not talk to anyone. Because if there's one thing the Doctor's always been good at, is talking to literally anyone about anything.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like, the Doctor can talk, so
I'm really hoping we get like a mental breakout sequence with just loads of
Yeah.
random monsters doing things.
yep.
Even if it's like at the start of like, or at the end of the episode. I just think it'd be really fun just to see that.
Oh, yeah.
And throughout the episodes, we get little glimpses of the Doctor like talking to different monsters.
Yeah. For
And then
real.
they all like use their individual powers and they eventually get out. And it's just like insane.
Yeah.
Like, sure, she's. But the thing is, would the Doctor really want to save all these things? Because
yeah.
they're in prison, isn't it?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
And some
it's
other theory is the Doctor just does her time.
maybe time
Because
limit.
how long is it? And so maybe she just gets in the TARDIS afterwards, or makes
Yeah.
a deal with someone.
I don't know. I feel like that's a possibility though. In that, yeah, in that.
Where's that bit where it's like, "Did you miss me?"
What do you mean?
It's a Doctor Who episode where like I think it's the Doctor or maybe it's Captain Jack who
David
comes in.
Tennant says it.
Oh yeah,
He steps out the TARDIS on
yeah,
the
in
oh, what are they called on
the Sycorax. Yeah,
Sycorax. There we go. He walks out. He goes, "Did you miss me?"
I reckon they're gonna redo that in a similar vibe for the Doctor saving everyone from the Daleks. Because
There's been so many
realistically,
moments like that though as well. It's like when we see Matt Smith die and then he comes back and he's like, "Ah, got my little sippy straw sort of thing, my special straw." He just walks out the bathroom, sort of thing.
I'm really hoping like I really want a massive grand reveal and like I kind of want no explanation just because people are gonna be so annoyed at it and I'm gonna be so annoyed at it of how
Yeah.
she got out of prison but no one knows and like they just don't mention it
It'd
for
be
ages.
really cheap though if they did that. Let's be real.
I know, but we'll all think that. But at the end of the day, they're gonna be laughing.
True, true.
But I kind of want at least I want to see like smoke everywhere in the Dalek ship.
Yeah. And he died again.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, you died again.
I don't know what happened to my Discord.
It keeps dying, bro. Keeps dying. But yeah.
Yeah, I kind of hope like something happens where the gang are being attacked by Daleks and like it's their last stand.
Yeah.
Smoke everywhere is like an insane looking thing,
Yeah, for real.
and we get like the perfect thing of the Doctor appearing out of this smoke, and
Yeah.
it's just epic music and just like
Like
Doctor.
we get some throwback epic. Well, they're really good with like their music and stuff. So I feel like it'd be
Their music is always on point.
it's always on point with like any kind of reveal or any kind of like they're about to beat something. So yeah, I feel like that would be. I won't be too worried about that.
Mm. So
But yeah, yo,
I guess that's it.
we had some minor technical difficulties, but we actually didn't do
Quite a
too bad.
few.
It didn't fail. No cuts, no butts, no coconuts. So that's
Yeah, I
good. Now I just gotta edit it.
first podcast.
Yeah, now I gotta edit it. Yeah.
Anyway, guys.
This is gonna be sick, bro. Oh my God.
Thanks for watching the
Yo,
trailer podcast. Hopefully, we'll be doing one if this does well, or if we get unmotivated on the New Year's episode that comes out for us in 2 days. No,
Yeah.
3 days.
Wait, this
but-
is a face reveal of you as well. Let's be real.
Hi guys.
This is because I don't think you've like showed your face in your for your like
Nope.
representing your channel. So obviously
4 days,
you
by
have
the way.
me, Zuvo. If you
Well,
want
it is on my Instagram, so
that's true. If you want
My
some of
Instagram is my YouTube.
my dead YouTube content that features this dude as my entertainment, you can be sure to check out my channel and be sure to check out his channel for the actual entertainment. Just lesser quality of gameplay. So it depends. Do you want entertainment or gameplay? Because we suit your needs on that. But yes, I'm kind of pleased with that. I'm glad I don't have to really cut anything in podcasts because everyone just wants to hear you talk about the thing. I just have to edit in a lot of
it's just the images.
It's just the images, which is
But they can just be flat images for a while and
Yeah,
just leave
I mean,
them on.
well, that's what I'll probably do because to avoid all or any kind of copyright stuff, I won't be playing the whole trailer again. I'll play it once and then we're just not gonna,
You
bite the
don't
hand that
play
feeds you.
it unless we like talk about like words and stuff. Just
Yeah.
have like the images. Anyway, enough of technical talk.
Exactly.
Thank you for watching the WhoCast podcast.
Yes. Thank you all
That's
for
been
joining us
hilarious.
on this really weird adventure. We hope you enjoy the episode. And I mean, I hope I enjoy it as well. To be honest, I'm really hoping it's not a dead episode.
I don't know if we're gonna post like the notes at all.
What do you mean?
I don't know if you want to have me post the notes because they've got all the things.
What
You could
notes?
just put the notes for the episode.
No, it's fine.
Alright.
I've got those on the on our shared drive anyway.
Okay.
And I won't have
Yeah.
them like showed here or anything.
Thank you for watching, and I guess we'll see you in the next one.
See you all in the next one. Thank you for being here.
See ya.
See ya. Peace.